Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
I went online to become a private detective. It was a private detective school online, and I paid online. I never heard from them again. I thought to myself, I either got ripped off, or this is my first case. This is a journalistic podcast, Shannon. We vaccinate our listeners with answers. And I'm going to keep lip-syncing the important questions until TikTok gives me a show. Shannon, how can the moon landing be real if the moon itself is fake?
That's not true, Mike.
Oh, isn't it true, Shannon? You're fake. You're a hologram.
1 in 5 New Yorkers are food insecure. What's your solution for that, Mike?
Fortune cookie. Because that's food and advice at the same time. Shannon, at least have the decency to backstab me, okay? You stab me in the front every time. Some fans can't watch the podcast because they're triggered by our sexuality. And message to those fans, we will leak a sex tape right into your mouth.
This is Mike Vecchione Investigates.
And you're not better than me. Welcome to Mike Vecchione Investigates, guys. Another wonderful episode on tap. I couldn't think of the adjective. We're having a great day, a powerful day. The coffee seems delicious and tempered right. It's not too strong, which sometimes it is in the Gas Digital community. Thank you for joining us. I don't think I'm as appreciative. I'm not verbally as appreciative to the fans. So thank you for tuning in. And I promise we have a top shelf show on tap for you guys. I have to bring in, I don't want to call him a guest because he comes here more than one time. I have to refer to him now as a fellow investigator. Robbie Bernstein is in the building.
It is an honor to be here.
Smart, hilarious. I admire your insights, so that's why I brought you in.
I'm ready to investigate. That intro got me pumped up. I was watching that. I was like, we're going to get into it.
Yes. The movement and the sexuality of it all.
That's what I was sensing.
Yes. I mean, it's a very sexy podcast, and I think that gets lost in a lot of our fans. And it's important that I pump it. Literally, that has to do with... let's keep it moving. We have a great episode for you today, and first of all, I have to say this, Shannon. Robbie looks great. I don't know what the gym regimen is. I don't want this to be a gym episode because some of you are fat and you hate it. But I don't want this to be a gym episode. But you're looking buff. Is there some kind of? Are you on PDs or something? Or
I think
you want to say?
I made the strategic move of standing at a very specific angle, and I think if you duplicated, this is an angle all men should practice standing at this angle.
Right.
Because you stand like this, you look okay.
Well, I mean, you're standing. We gave you the option to sit. I don't want to think that we are a totalitarian podcast here. We gave Robbie the option to sit. He chose to stand, I think, to establish dominance. What are your thoughts on it?
No, it wasn't to establish dominance. It's, if anything, I know sitting down, then the shirt starts to, show off the rolls of fat. Right. But like I said, I've been practicing this angle. I've been in my apartment leaning on things, and I found out if you're going to be on camera and you stand at this angle, it's like 10 pounds off.
Is that why Fat Joe had the song Lean Back?
Well,
because he was
trying to look fatter.
Right.
He was leaning the wrong angle.
Right.
If he leaned forward, would have been 10 pounds thinner. People would have been like, this is Chubby Joe.
Well, scoliosis people must be just the sexiest people alive then, because they're hunched over.
Hunching doesn't...
They're hunching.
Hunching, you get a curvature.
Well, you're talking to somebody with back problems, and we're part of a group. So, I'm not saying don't joke about it. I'm just saying watch your words. Because I had back problems last week, and Shannon knows this, and I couldn't even sit down. I had to stand up, not because I was trying to intimidate the host, but because I had back problems. So I stood up, and it was just, I couldn't work out, and that screws up my whole mental acuity. I think that's a word. It screws it up, and I just got back in the gym today. I mean, it's been feeling better incrementally, which is a word our fans are confused by, but it's incrementally gotten better. And when I was in Florida, I know Shannon has a better trip. I know Shannon has a better trip for her 40th birthday, and I saw the sexy pictures and everything, and one from above, which you probably got from a drone, which is illegal. But I did go to Florida because I'm a good son and a good family member, a brother, and I stayed with my sister, and we went to Miami first, which is an American destination. Shannon, for the economy! We kept our dollars in the country, and with Katie Hannigan, we went to South Beach, and then we 4 days in South Beach, and then I went to go visit my mother, her 82nd birthday. She nailed it by staying alive and being healthy, and then we came back. So I did run and do a little bit of yoga and some weights, but I looked at myself today. First of all, in the gym, I felt fat and sluggish. And I don't
want to say anything, but at least you're acknowledging it.
Yeah. You noticed it right away. I'm having a fat day.
I was like, but you've acknowledged it, which means that you can move forward and fix it. So I'm just happy that at least you noticed it.
I just feel like a fatty.
Because
today.
me and Shannon were actually talking about it. We're like, does he at least realize what's going on here?
Shannon was part of it.
But the fact that you brought it up means you've acknowledged it and you're ready. But here's the thing.
But Shannon said I look great.
No, but here's the thing. You don't actually have to go to the gym. If you just take my class for proper leaning, you can look good without going to the gym.
Yeah, but what about the face, the buffado face?
It doesn't matter. It's the elegance of the lean radiates. It's like when you have a certain pose, it starts radiating from your face, and people are like, man, Vecchione's looking handsome.
No, I think they say that about you, and I think you have a chiseled face, and you have piercing eyes. Did you notice that, Shannon?
Very blue.
He has piercing eyes.
He does. I think it's the Jewish blood.
Yeah.
In him.
What turns the eyes blue? Is the running from the Germans?
Yeah.
Is it all the fleeing? Shannon hates bugs, but double meaning. The fans probably don't pick up on any of this, which why we need help with our numbers. Tell somebody who went to college to watch the show if you don't get it.
I think you look great, by the way.
Thank you, but I was in the reason why the podcast is held up was because I was in the bathroom, and I always do, I pull my shirt up and I check it. And Lewis is probably live streaming that, which I expect. But I pull my shirt up and I check it, and I was looking. It was disastrous today when I was looking at myself. Usually I look lean. Usually it's like, I'm like, wow, I mean, it's very sexy. And now it's just like, it's a mess. It's a mess that's happening. I felt it in the gym that it was a mess. I felt it in the steam room. I felt it in the cold shower. I'm like, it's just been a mess. So I'm having a fat day. Shannon?
I think you look great. I don't see any difference.
Yeah. Well, I was looking for your support. But
that wasn't enough support.
That was great support, Shannon. But I know my body, and I know I'm a fatso. And I wish our fans could relate to it, but they can't. I think they can't because they've been living this way for so long that they don't get that I was living healthy, and then I got fat. Because in my sister's, I was working out. Let's see if you can relate to this when you see family. I assume you have a family?
Sure.
And you weren't raised in the this small studio?
Destined to sell ads for the network.
Robbie, so I would work out in the morning. I had pretty regimented, and then I would go to my mother's and just eat my face off. There was no restrictions on the eating. I would just go covadilles and meatballs and sausage and double cake and ice cream, desserts every night, double desserts every night, and then I would just get back up and run for a half hour and do weights, just an hour workout. But I would sweat because it's very hot down there, and then go back again and just eat Roman senator, just eat my face.
Yeah, but how often do you go on vacation with your mother?
Right, but I mean, do you want to come back so unattractive that your partner goes, hey, you're looking like a whale, and you need to, which she didn't do, but who knows what she's thinking. The thing with women is that they could be thinking it and not saying it. Have you ever experienced that, Robbie?
I don't date, so no.
You don't date?
And I prefer not to listen to the women in my life, so even if they said it, I wouldn't know. But going back to your mom and her cooking,
right.
I mean, how many opportunities a year?
And I didn't make her cook on her own birthday. It was all she did cook it, but it was pre-made. For those of you out there going, oh, you make your mother cook on her birthday? And she likes to do it anyway. Shut up.
You made her prepare her own party just on a prior day so that it wasn't like she was working on her birthday.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It does make sense. And women like to have jobs, apparently, from the news and all I'm hearing. It's like women can't have jobs and women can't work. It's like, this woman, she's working.
You helped her have a
into her
job.
80s.
Yeah, that's
which
smart.
is a miracle.
No, you got to take advantage of hanging out with your mom, being a fatty, eating the Italian classics.
Yes.
Do it while you can.
The classics. And so you don't... did I catch that right? Because some of our fans are offended. You don't listen to women.
No, definitely not.
You don't listen to them.
No.
And do you think that's why that you're not, I mean, because you're a good-looking guy.
Thank
and you have a great build from this angle.
Wow.
So it's like,
I didn't know any of these things were true.
Do you think that's the reason why you're not getting that second date?
Right.
I mean, I don't want to turn this into a dating show. Shannon has a thing with dating and ghosts and fist fights that happen usually on dates. But like, I have to put the question to you, and I'm sorry if I'm stepping on your beautifully newly painted toenails, Shannon. But do you think that would help if you listened?
I find I don't need a second date because since I'm not listening on the first one, I can say everything that's important to me.
Right.
I get it all out in one date. I say everything that I wanted to say, and then we don't even need a second date because I've said everything.
What about her speaking her truth?
You know, maybe
she has a truth.
Maybe I got to go back to the drawing board.
Right.
But I feel like if she was speaking her truth, I probably wouldn't like it.
You wouldn't like it.
It wouldn't make sense to me.
But what about honest disagreement on stuff? Can you still disagree on stuff and go, that's your truth? I believe it's hogwash, which is from the Harry Potter. For those of you who, that's probably what our fans read. So I think it's hogwash, but you can have your opinions. I'm going to have mine, and let's try to build a life together.
Yeah, no, I think that's smart. That's kind of like women that are really into, what's like the star stuff that they're always talking about?
The star?
Yeah, like they're like, you're an Aries or astrology.
Yeah, astrology.
You see, the lady would
Yes,
know. So
yes.
I treat all like astrology where you pretend like you're into it,
right.
You nod, but in the back of your head, you know it's ridiculous.
You're being a Taurus right now. Stubborn. That's the bull. I don't know. I can't keep track of it. But,
so I agree with you.
So you agree. You pacify them in order to get their goods.
Exactly.
And we can say that on here. You get to the goods. But do you even get to the goods, Robbie? Or are you just so like One Direction, which is a great band? Are you so One Direction that you don't even follow up?
You know, it's all circumstantial.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you're feeling the magic.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can pretend to listen to this one. And so you hang out in the pocket for a little bit, and you pretend, and you agree, you do everything that you were talking
Head
about.
nods, mirroring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you go, wow, wait, really? Wait, can you tell me that opinion again? I'm not sure if I caught all of that opinion. Wait, that's really cool. Wait, what was that?
No, I think you're doing a good job of it. So you do that.
Oh, absolutely.
And then do you not ask for the second date, or does she not ask for the second date?
Who needs second dates? I'm getting things. I'm closer, man.
Oh, you're trying to close on the first date.
Oh yeah, we're closing in one, or we're done. That's the way I'm rolling.
Wow. And what website is this? Twitch? Is that where you play video games and then pick up? Is that the woman how she wakes up in the morning? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, people. Okay, I'm sorry. So it's been spotty, at best. Sometimes you're living in luxury, like when it rains, it pours.
No,
is it
I'm
raining?
not...
It's pouring. It's like a lot of women at once, and then nothing.
I don't like leaving the house that much, so it's not that
Talk to our
consistent.
fans because they don't enjoy leaving the house either.
I like getting like once a harvest type thing.
Right.
You know, it's like
okay,
it rains. I don't know.
You're a good-looking guy. You're out there. I just don't understand it. And there's women out there like Shannon who have a lot going on, who have a lot going for them, who are beautiful, and it's like they can't connect. So, I mean, there's a disconnect between men and women in this country.
I agree with you.
The availables.
Yeah. Well, what I'm hoping is the inflation gets so bad that only the Jews have money.
Right.
And so I've kind of been waiting for this moment that's coming up.
Yes.
When I can have pick of the litter.
You can have the pick of the litter because people are the gas prices and people are going to need rides.
Oh, yeah. And everyone's going to be like, the Jews are the only ones with resources. Right. And so when we get to, like, I feel like my sexual market value is going to go up in an inflationary environment.
Okay.
And then, I'll really get out there and find that special someone.
You're waiting. You're playing a waiting game right now.
Yeah.
And you're hoping that inflation goes up and the market crashes.
I'm causing the inflation. Me and my people, we're working on it. We're really trying to make sure. I know you said that you have like a Christian audience now, so I want to make sure.
No, we don't. We're open to all Muslims and non-believers and anybody who we need all the help we can get here on Mike Vecchione Investigates. And if it's got nothing to do with the investigation, we leave it alone. But we take all. I think diversity is the word that I'm looking for, and that's why we have you on. You know, we haven't had a chosen on in a while, and we keep it diverse. No, it's a happy accident. All right, guys, I want to take a second to talk about our friends over at RockAuto.com. Hey there, auto mechanics and super cool do-it-yourself guys who work on their own cars. I want to tell you about RockAuto.com, the online store with every auto part at the best prices. This is your one-stop shop for everything auto parts. RockAuto.com has been in business for 20 years, and they make it easy to find the parts you need at the best possible prices. No more talking to counter guys who need to order your parts, aren't really sure what you're looking for, never have quite what you need, and then after all the hassle, will still charge you storefront markups. At RockAuto.com, you can easily find everything you need, and whether you're a mechanic, an auto shop, or working on your own car, everyone has access to the same incredible pricing at RockAuto.com. So if you're a car guy, right now go to RockAuto.com and check out all the parts available for your car. You're going to have so much fun looking at car parts. So once more, that's RockAuto.com. No promo code needed, as their pricing is already that good. When you order, make sure to tell RockAuto.com that you heard about them on Mike Vecchione Investigates. RockAuto.com. All right, guys, let's get back into it. Shannon, you turned 40, and I know I don't know if it's a touchy subject, but you went to Carousel, which apparently is an island, and talk to me about it.
It's Curacao is where we went.
Ooh, you were real snobby about that. You were like, not only did you vacation in Miami, I don't know why I said vacation like that, but the snobbery's coming from Shannon. It's radiating off her right now.
Shannon, did you get a teaching degree there? Because you really took pleasure in correcting me. Curacao.
Curacao.
Curacao?
There's no L. It ends in an O.
Curacao.
Sure.
Caruso.
Caruso.
Yes.
Into a fake island.
But I think Robbie is trying to make it worse than how I said it. I think he's trying to put space between us.
No.
I don't think I was that snotty.
Robbie could never break up this pot. We've been through thick and thin, Shannon and I. And
hosts, producers,
I mean,
ups
people
and downs.
coming, going, small studio, tiny studio, bathroom. You guys moved to another room in the same duplex or whatever this is. Didn't tell me. I had to go find you. Just people had to point me to the. It's like it's crazy, and we've managed to stay together through all of this.
You must be an excellent non-listener.
I am
to spend this much time around a female
that's your strategy?
And remain in the relationship.
Please don't put me in that bathtub because I actually do listen to Shannon and other women because I believe that women are people. And I know it's controversial in your world, but I do believe that women are people, and I believe they're worth listening to. So Shannon, that being said, I just set the table.
I agree. Women are worthless. I'm glad that you were willing to say that. That's what I heard, right?
Robbie he's twisting my words.
He doesn't even listen to men, apparently.
He doesn't listen to men. He's a rogue. He's a rogue. That might be the way to go in this economy. That might be the way to go. Bet you're big into Bitcoin.
Oh, but
you're crypto.
Yeah, but it wasn't a good week.
It's not a good week.
I got to get back to work. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
My retirement's gone.
Well, my retirement is a black belt because I will karate everybody.
I felt much better about my life last week than I do this week.
The markets are dropping.
Oh, man.
But interest rates got raised, and then Congress did something, and the Fed, and then, I don't know, something happened, the markets went back up.
You got the whole story right.
Well, I
minus
don't know.
the up part. Up until that up part, you had it perfect.
Yeah. Well, no, it went up today a little bit. I keep track of the markets.
Okay. I wasn't even aware of that.
Who have your money in your mattress. The markets are a thing that we have in this country that just gauges. You're Jewish. Could you explain it to them?
Absolutely.
Gauges companies how they're doing.
What do you want an explanation on?
You check in on them. Like, how you doing? We shake the company. Go, hey, how are you? You okay? Is everything okay?
You got to do it at least once a day.
Right.
You want to listen to the companies that you invest in. Unlike women. They're unlike women.
Right.
Where you want to make sure to check in at least once a day.
Let me pose this to you then. What if it's a female CEO? Do you listen?
I don't invest.
It's a company that you
I
listen.
know that that's not a company worth owning. I know that going into it. You kidding me? That's why I like Bitcoin. Satoshi Nakamoto.
Did you just curse at me in Japanese?
I definitely did not. That is a blessed name.
Can I take us on a different road?
Please.
Since you said something Japanese. I went to Hibachi when I was in Minnesota by myself. And when you go to Hibachi by yourself, it's sad because the guy he's just throwing food in your mouth.
Like a seal.
Yes.
Yeah.
You look like a sea animal.
Yeah, you look like you're the exhibit.
Right. And it's embarrassing, but I really wanted to go to Hibachi, and there was no one there. So
does the guy make too much conversation, or does he just pretend like he doesn't speak English?
I was like, I want the whole show.
Okay.
I'm paying for the whole show, so I want crowd work.
Right.
It's just me, but I want crowd work. I want you in and out. I want you to do stuff that's blue. I want you to this is what I'm paying for. So they're chefs, but they're also entertainers. But with one person, it's tough.
Do they ever go, I'm sorry, sir, but this isn't supposed to be for single sad people? Yeah. I can only do so much. I'll cook you the food, but you're just going to have to eat the food.
But let's have a conversation at least, and then you could throw the food in my mouth off of a How's Your Mother? You know?
I've never actually been to a hibachi, so I have a... Do you
because they put seafood and milk on the table?
That and I don't trust Asians. It's a mixture of both.
All right.
After the whole COVID thing, I don't know how you could. My question for you, though, is...
Interesting angle. And he's also standing at an angle, so that's that double meaning. And we support Asians on this podcast. It's not but Robbie is free to have his own opinion, even if it stinks to high heaven. Go ahead.
All right. Do you actually get to eat like real food? Like, will they hand you a full piece of steak to eat, or is it all just lobbed up in the air, little bite-sized things?
They give you some food and then they lob the others.
I don't know if I would like that.
Well, I'm having trouble getting you on something that you like here, Rob. You seem very cantankerous, which is a word that our fans probably don't know about, and they are.
Like I said, it
apparently
was a rough week for Bitcoin. I'm sorry. I'll manage my mood better. I'm on board with whatever the next topic
Bitcoin.
is.
So you have it all in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin took a dive.
Oh, yeah.
And you think that was on purpose. Do you think it's all a conspiracy?
Yes.
All right, Shannon, I'm sorry. We got derailed.
That's okay.
From your
Caruso.
Your vacation.
I was listening.
40.
Yes.
You turned 40.
Yes, and I did. We went to a hibachi restaurant in Curacao.
Did you?
We did.
And did you get food thrown in your mouth?
No, he didn't do that.
All right.
And I also like when they do the volcano thing with the onions, he also didn't do that.
He phoned it in?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
He was fun, though. He was fun. He got the crowd
Did
going.
you tell him maybe I'll come back when I'm 50 and you'll act like an entertainer?
I didn't.
And not just a chef.
No, because he was very accommodating to my vegan needs, so I don't want to be mean to him.
You're difficult.
Yeah.
Vegan is code for difficult.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Thank you, Shannon. How was your birthday, by the way? Our fans are dying to know.
It was great.
I saw the pictures, and I'm not on Instagram that much.
It was great. I loved it there. It's a beautiful island. The weather was beautiful. There weren't a lot of bugs. We had a great time. The water's so pretty. I really liked it there. I wanted to stay.
Yeah, you wanted to stay. And you want to move there, apparently.
I do. It's a Dutch-owned island, and my...
So you feel safe there? Is that what you're saying?
No, my Dutch ancestors some of them came to Ellis Island through Curacao, which was how I came to know about it.
And then they bought slaves before they came to the mainland?
No, none of that.
Oh.
Is it none of that, Shannon?
None of that, no.
But, I mean, so you have an affinity. You found a place that's unbelievable, and so it's amazing how you got in touch with your windmill people roots when you figured out that they own a beautiful island,
yes.
And now you want to be a dual citizen.
Right.
And you couldn't be producer to this podcast, so I will forbid it as the daddy of this podcast. Robbie, what do you think of Shannon going to this island that I will not attempt to say again? But she's going there, and she celebrated with all your girlfriends and your sister. Mm-hmm. Okay, and were you out late? Were there any drinking stories?
I don't think so. I mean, there was kind of steady drinking throughout the day from when the bars open in the morning until when we went in at night. We did go to one bar one night, like a clubby type bar, but that's just not my thing anymore.
No.
So everyone everyone had a good steady time. No crazy drunkenness or anything.
Steady.
Yeah.
And what time did you go to sleep?
Maybe my latest night was 1 o'clock.
1 a.m.?
I'm an old lady, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's nice, Shannon, that you didn't drink, and because you don't want to, if you want to have kids, you don't want to contaminate your uterus
right
with alcohol.
Yep.
And Robbie, if you were on a trip like that and you met a nice woman on vacation, would you listen to her, or would you stonewall her and fake it the way that you have on so many other dates, apparently, that we're getting to the bottom of?
Man, you're really grilling me here.
Well, it's an investigative show. It's not a comic hang, dude. So answer for yourself.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to an island.
Right.
Are you a shark? Do you just you have penetrating eyes?
Right.
And so do sharks, and they have no conscience about I'll eat anything. And they cut sharks' stomachs open and found cans and all kinds of stuff that's not supposed to be there because they just don't have a conscience. And I'm getting that from you.
I feel like we got to cut me open right now and make sure I'm not a shark.
What do you have?
There could be cans in there.
Yes. You just do whatever you want, don't you?
No, I'm more I'm nicer than that.
Are you a pod? Who are you? Even?
No, I'm definitely not a pod.
Are you a pod guy?
I'm not a pod guy.
Okay, are you
No.
what are the kids? Fentanyl?
Yeah, that's my jam,
Are you
dude.
a cat tranquilizer guy? Is that fentanyl?
No, I don't think so. I haven't heard much about the tranquilizers.
Ketamine is the new fentanyl.
I'd like to try ketamine. I've never tried ketamine. Seems like a good time.
I imagine you take OxyContin with your breakfast.
Yeah, that's the way to start the day if you want to be calm.
Drugs.
I prefer Kratom. Homeless $6 kilo. You can get it at yokratom.com. But if I can't get my hands on a kilo of Kratom, which is very rare. It's a full Kratom. And they ship it right to your door.
And they're sponsors.
Exactly.
Which is why we're mentioning them incessantly. And it's also a great product. So we're not selling out for those of you at home who are watching this. God, I just can't stand it. I'm having a fat day. That one wasn't your fault. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm feeling fat. And I can feel it right in my hips, and I feel it right in my stomach because I was trying to do exercises, and between the exercises, I was breathing heavy, and some would call it panting, and the human resources part of the gym. And I felt the rolls of fat, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta do something about it. So I'm gonna fast pretty soon. But where was I going with this? Shannon, your birthday. Let's get back to your birthday.
Yeah.
And we're going to work Robbie's issues through your birthday. And I'm going to bring it all together. So you want to move there now.
Okay, yeah.
And how does a man fit into that equation?
Ideally, it would. When I was there, I actually changed my dating app settings to try to see if there was somebody in that area. But there were 3 guys that came up on it, so that didn't work. But ideally, I would find a man that already lives there, has a nice little house on the beach. We would fall in love. I would move there, and then we would live happily ever after.
It's a nice fantasy.
You would raise a kid in a non-American province, a Dutch territory.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah. Almost.
And what about when he wants to become president? He will not be able to because he was born in a Dutch territory.
He can, whatever rulers they have there, he could be one of those.
Oh, he could be a playing card, a jack. God, you didn't think this out at all, Shannon. And this is a well-thought-out podcast.
I don't want someone who's going to be a politician.
We need good people. And I'm assuming that you're going to do a good job of parenting and not be an island mom who just drinks margaritas every day and hangs out with her wealthy husband and maybe takes a lover in the afternoon. That's from a song.
I don't know what song.
Okay, but would you take a lover in the afternoon if your husband was ice cold?
Oh, no, I would just leave him then.
Yeah, but you're not going to get any of the money because you signed a prenuptial agreement that includes the kid, and the kid stays with him, and you don't have access to him.
I wouldn't sign such an agreement, Mike.
Okay, Shannon.
You're ruining my dreams.
Shannon. Guns to your head. You sign the agreement.
Okay.
You have the choice. You stay and take a lover in the afternoon, or you lose all your rights to your child, and you lose all the money.
And I guess lover in the afternoon.
God, it's so
He
sexy.
tracked me.
This podcast is getting sexy. Now, Robbie, what's your opinion of that? I want to bring you in. I need your... what do you think of Shannon's grand master plan to have a cottage on the beach and a child that cannot be president?
Right. I kind of think you got to go there with your work. You got to go there with Lewis and make sure that it wasn't just that you were away from here.
Yeah.
And that's why you know what I mean? You got to kind of you almost got to take that vacation with Lewis.
No. That's not much of a vacation.
No, because otherwise you're not judging the location just based on the location. You're judging the location based on the fact that you're on vacation, you're escaping from it.
But we all went to Jamaica together, all the Gas Digital people.
And you didn't like it. That's what I'm saying.
Because she almost drowned, and no one saved her. Not a tech, not a camera guy, not a sound, anybody.
They thought her implants floated. That's not their fault.
No, they didn't save her. Were you there?
I'm saying,
were you there?
If I see Shannon drowning, I think her implants have it covered.
Okay.
I'm thinking she's good. Why am I going to risk my own life?
Because you're not a doctor. You don't know if her implants are going to save her or not. Damn it, Robbie.
I'm just saying. Why would I? If I jump in,
right
now we got 2 drowning people.
You can't swim?
No, I'm an excellent swimmer.
Okay, well then you could have helped Shannon, and you didn't.
I wasn't there.
You thought about? You weren't there?
No.
You didn't go?
No, I didn't go. I'm not leaving the house. You kidding me?
My God, you are right on time with our fans because our fans don't leave the house.
That's why they should listen to the Run Your Mouth podcast. I do it from my living room.
All right, well,
like
this is not plugs yet, Robbie. Damn it. You're jumping the ship.
I'm just saying, if you like the energy of a person that doesn't listen to women, stays in his house, buys Bitcoin, and has a scoop on inflation.
What's the advantage of staying in your home?
You that's how you look good. You don't age as much,
right?
Because you don't have to weather the elements. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
no stress.
I hate to bring it back to me, but I'm going to. Leave the house, I come back in, and Katie Hannigan grills me. Did you put sunblock on? And I have to be honest because I don't lie. And I go, no. And she goes, you have sun damage. You have sun damage on your face. She just grills me, and it makes the sun damage worse because of the emotional element. And I learned that from reading the book Healing Back Pain. Most chronic back pain is mental. And the same thing with sun damage and these other ailments that we have. If you have a mental attitude, and I hate to quote Charlie Sheen here because I think he's a genius, you can heal yourself. Tiger blood.
What I'm to understand from what you just said is that if you stop listening to your girlfriend, you would actually be healthier.
No,
That's what you said. You said Robbie, you feel worse, and that the sun damage is magnified by the fact that she calls attention to it. So if you just could practice ignoring her and not listening, it would be a step in the direction towards better health.
Women need to be heard. I read it in the papers all the time. It's all over Twitter. So you're coming on here saying no.
I'm saying that's fake news, and you're even admitting to the fact that it's damaging your health. And so I'm laying out here a better lifestyle where you could lean. You could lean on things, look good all the time, and not have all this stuff going on in your brain that's bringing the negativity, which is actually just the voices of the women in your life.
Do you know Dr. Fauci has COVID right now?
No, he doesn't.
He has COVID right now.
He wants to get out of the congressional
in the
hearing.
New York Post.
He's never been vaccinated. He doesn't have COVID. He doesn't want to show up to that congressional hearing. So he goes, oh, yeah, I got COVID again, and if it wasn't for these boosters, I'd be sick.
He's faking COVID?
Absolutely.
Did he fake boosters?
I don't think he's been vaccinated. I bet if we tested that guy's blood, they ain't no vaccine in there.
Do you think he has a fake vaccination card?
I mean, it's a real addition because I bet he doesn't even need it.
Addition by subtraction.
Sure.
This is hot, and you guys are not going to get this from any other podcast that you watch, and you can watch them all except watch Robbie's podcast, which you're going to get the plug from, because you see his intelligence, you see him trying to establish dominance over me, you see his piercing blue eyes, and he must have shaved his head to look like an Aryan, a Jewish Aryan.
I'm trying to blend in.
It's a new thing. Yeah.
It's going down, so I'm doing my best prison workout, shaving the head, just don't look Jewish.
Yeah. Don't look Jewish.
But have the money of the Jew, but don't look like the Jew. It's the only way you're going to be able to survive.
You just dip your foot in the pool, but you don't want to go swimming.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm trying to relate it to Shannon's vacation.
My toes feel good in there.
So Shannon, it was a success all the way around. You'd like to have a nice cottage.
Yeah. I swam with sea turtles. I saw pink flamingos.
Oh my God.
It's great there.
Did you swim like therapeutically with the sea turtles?
Well, I didn't do much swimming because, as you know, I might die.
Yeah.
So I stayed close to shore.
Okay. But you did go in the water.
I did, yeah.
You can give us that much.
Yes. And I put a snorkel on my face.
Snorkel? Mm-hmm. And is a snorkel effective when you're not in the water?
No, maybe.
Is that just a form of funny glasses that you're wearing? You don't make sense to me, Shannon, but I still love you. You don't make any darn sense to me sometimes, but I love you more than whatever. Sea turtles. Oh, I got to tell you about my store before we get to these. What time are we at? Oh my God, this has flown by. I go to Miami, South Beach, and I was I'm fat now, but when I was in South Beach, I was a model for 4 days. I was a model. And I kept, when I went to my family's, I just kept saying that to my sister. I'm a model now. We're models. Everybody is sexy, and I'm a model now because I just came from South Beach. And I took the tri-rail, which I think is sexual. A tri-rail.
Makes sense.
Or is that drugs? A tri-rail, that's when you do 3 lines of... Anyway, that's for another investigation. We were very sexy in South Beach, and my back was starting to feel better. I went for a run on the beach, and then
a Speedo? Do you wear a Speedo when you're feeling sexy?
No. I wear baggy shorts, no Speedo. I don't have the operation down there for that.
You just got to... I'm not
going to do it.
Right.
I'm not going to do it. There's nothing you could say.
What about, do you wear like good vacation shirts, like things with like flamingos on it, or like the little tropical button downs?
No, I love that though. I want to get novelty shirts, but in this network, maybe you have something to do with this. I can't get the original shirts that I ordered. So I would like to get novelty shirts. And I have a whole bunch of different ideas, and I was throwing
I like you with like a white fedora and like one of those...
I want to get Katie a shirt that says I'm with stupid, and I'm arrow pointing at me. I think that's great. And me with just question mark. And something about can't do it before coffee. And I want to get one that says, I just saw a woman had it on the beach. It said, nope, not today. I love that.
So I just got to find her tomorrow.
Yes.
She's giving me the scoop.
She goes, yes. That's a woman you want to... That's interesting.
Yeah, you knock on that door and you're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Well, you said not yesterday, so
right.
I showed up.
Nope, not today. I love the sass of that. And there's a bunch of others that I think of that I didn't write down because I was on vacation. So
and you were eating meatballs.
I was eating meatballs.
Yeah,
but I was wearing my sunglasses, Shannon, and I looked amazing in those sunglasses.
For the first 2 days.
I looked Cuban, I think. People were trying to speak Spanish to me because I was looking dark and I had those sunglasses on and I was looking Cuban. I was blending beautifully, but I was looking like a Cuban model, obviously, when I was down there. So let me put this to you because I don't even know if we're going to get to these stories because I have to ask you. We go down there and we're staying in an Airbnb. And it's great. Katie Hannigan did all the legwork on that. Amazing. And so we're by the beach, but we're in the Collins Avenue down there, and we're right in the mix of South Beach, all the sexy, swanky areas. So they do this thing on South Beach now. We went to restaurants, obviously, every night and day. And they do this thing where it's like gratuity is included. They call it a service charge sometimes, but they include the gratuity, and it's 20%. But the waiters have this thing where they go, yeah, that's gratuity. It's added on. It's 20%, but we don't get that. We get maybe 8% of that or 5% because that goes to all of the staff. And I go, I had a problem a couple times because it's like I don't want to feel cheap, but then it's like it's 20% on here. What do you want from me? Like, that's not my thing. I understand I don't want to stiff anybody, but it's already 20% gratuity, and you're calling it gratuity or a service charge. You're calling it 20% on the tip, and I'll tip a couple dollars on top of that so that you have something, but like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to tip 40%? Is that what's happening? So it's like a couple of times I had an uneasy feeling where it's like I wanted to take care of the waiter, obviously, because I do tip and I'm a good tipper, but the 20%, then it makes you feel weird. You know what I mean? Where it's like, if you want to tip more, it's like I'm already tipping. Like I'll like if the bill is $117, I'll give like $120, or $116, $120. I'll give $3 or $4 extra, but I'm not tipping another 20% on top of the 20%. What's your thoughts?
Well, as a Jew, tipping really does hurt. No, I'm typically I'm a good tipper because I was a bartender once,
right?
And I know what it is working for tips. I do have a question for you on this. So the first time that you saw 20% gratuity,
right?
How did you find out that that's being split up? Did you actually ask the waiter, hey, is the tip included? Is that what it's saying?
I had a whole, because it happened in Aruba one time where the woman was like trying to tell me that it's a service charge and that's not a tip. She goes, it's not a tip at all.
Right.
It's a service charge. And I go, I don't know what this is. Like, it's like, you're telling me it's not a tip, but it's 20% added on to the
right.
She goes, it goes to the staff. It goes to the staff. I go, I thought we were paying the staff. Do I own the restaurant? Am I an angel investor in the restaurant? Like, I thought you guys paid the staff a salary, But there was a thing when I was waiting tables where it's like you would make, everybody would give you like 15%. At that time it was 15%. And you would take it, and you would have to tip out. You tip out the waiters, you tip out the food runner, you tip out the bartender, you tip everybody out. So maybe that's a version. So they were just, instead of doing that where everybody's on the honor system of tipping out, they go, this is mandatory, and we are going to divvy this up. Maybe that's what's happening. I'm not sure, but it's like, I definitely don't want to stiff the waiter.
Right.
But I can't tip 40% on everything. And for them to ask that is insane.
Right. So I think if it says, firstly, to me, you're actually shooting yourself in the foot with the 20% gratuity, because I actually tip better than that. I think, typically speaking, not significantly better, but I would say. But anyways,
I mean, if you want to stand on a chair, you're already standing up.
If it says 20% gratuity, that's it. I'm paying what's there. And now, if someone were to say to me, let's say a waiter were to go, "Oh, I know it says 20% gratuity, but that's not actually going to me," then I would go, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Because that's my fake listening, right? Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
God, you use it with, even if it's a male waiter?
Male waiter. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm going to tip that guy what the amount is, but now I'm going to pull a Larry David move. I'm going to find the manager. I'm going to find someone else and go, "Hey man, just out of curiosity, I saw on the bill 20% gratuity. Is that not going to the waiter?" And then let's say the guy goes, "No, that goes to whatever." You go, "Great, I gave that guy what he deserved." Now, let's say he goes, "No." Then I go, "Oh, waiter just scammed me." And then I go back to my initial system, which was just, hey, it said 20% gratuity on the bill. I think that first waiter was probably just scamming you. I think if
the Aruba waitress, Shannon, when I was asking her about it, she was like, no, it's not a tip. And then she suddenly couldn't speak English anymore.
Right. She was scamming you.
It was, I mean, she it's a service charge. I'm sure she wasn't. That's probably true. It was a service charge, but not telling me the whole story. Not only the whole story, but like, what's the expectation of me? Should I tip 40? Like, I can't do that. Like, no one can do that. So it's like, and that's an insane thing to ask with 20% already on.
It's also shockingly, like, I've never called someone out for not tipping me well enough. And so if it says on the receipt gratuity...
Well, the way the guy did it at this Italian restaurant that we went to is like, he did it like I'm explaining it because people always have questions about it. So he did it like a tutorial, like a YouTube tutorial.
So he came and he presented the bill.
He goes, I'm just trying to explain it because people always ask questions about it. And I figured that the reason that they added 20% on is because they have people who are Dutch and from the countries that don't believe in tipping, and they get stiffed because they think that it's not a thing over in their country.
They're being dicks.
Or you're just being dicks.
If you put gratuity on at 20%, and then the waiter comes over and says, "Hey, listen, this says 20%, but that's not actually my tip," the restaurant, they're grifting. Then you need to raise your prices. He's doing it like a tutorial
where it's like, I'm just explaining what this is because everybody always has questions about it. Right. It's gratuity, but it goes to the entire staff. I don't get that much of it. So anything else you could leave, like whatever. But he did it as part of the explanation of the charge, kind of a thing. So
that guy sucks.
So then I tip him. I tip him a little bit more. You know, give him a couple more dollars.
Have you ever, when you waited, did you ever do a pitch for a better tip? Whatever someone leaves, great. That's awesome. Yeah. You move on. Yeah. You're a good waiter. You try and get tipped
to do my job.
But to actually do a fucking pitch of, hey, by the way, and if you could buy... fucking Jew.
But he did it under the guise, he was French.
Yeah.
He did it under the guise, Shannon, I think you're part French, and Dutch. I managed to work all your ethnicities into this because you're at fault. He did it like a thing where it's like, I'm explaining this, but also this too. So I get, because I don't like feeling that way.
Right.
It's like you go to a restaurant, you're getting treated a certain way.
Right.
It's also a feeling. You want to have a good feeling when you leave.
Yeah, they're making you feel shitty.
Kind of making me feel like I'm cheap.
Right.
So I tip him like a few dollars extra, and then I go out, and the manager, who is very accommodating and attentive, was like a little bit down, from the restaurant. For some reason, he's talking to somebody else at another restaurant. So it was out of the view of the waiter. So I pull him aside and I go, "Look, your guy did amazing. The service was amazing. He did an amazing job. So I'm not trying to throw him under the bus. But what's the policy here, dude? Who's gets what? Like, is he making any money at all? Like, it just..." And then he laid it out. He goes, he gets 10%, and then everybody else from the staff, because there's food runners, and it's like everybody, bus boys refilling water.
And then the restaurant,
it's like everybody. It's like the tip out that we used to do. So it's like after tip out, I was probably getting 10%.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I had to tip everybody out when I was waiting tables. So it's like that's probably an official version of what I was doing.
I got to when I bartended, I didn't let people tip. It's annoying. it's like that's on the restaurant. The restaurant needs to raise its prices to reflect all the other services. The tip should be going to whoever did you the service. That's it.
But the prices are already pretty high. You know what I mean? Like, I had the seafood linguine, and I went for it, and it was...
I'm saying I would rather know up front what you're charging me than having a waiter come by later and going, oh, and I need a little more money.
I don't like that. I just don't like it.
Would you go back to that restaurant after that experience with that waiter?
No, I wouldn't, because the food didn't knock didn't knock me out of the... It was fine. It didn't knock me out of the park, and then I did... But
so I'm saying it's bad business of them.
It's bad business.
That they're putting everybody... Like you said, it's partly you want to have a good experience.
Right.
I'm uncomfortable even hearing the story.
Right.
So they're making everyone that comes into the restaurant...
Is that why you're standing? Because you're ready to leave?
I
can't keep a guest. I can't keep a guest on the podcast.
I'm ready to call up this owner and yell at him. Can you track down the number, Shannon? Let's do that call on the podcast.
Oh, my God. That would get the numbers. Shannon, I ate seafood linguine, and I know that offended you because I ate all the animals that you saw while you were allegedly scuba diving.
The guy's running a business. You're spending money there.
Yeah.
They should have enough insight to know that we're putting people in an uncomfortable situation every single time we hand them a bill. So that's on them.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. This is going to make you furious. You're probably going to flip your lid. We went to Taco Tuesday. They had a Taco Tuesday. They have a Taco Tuesday in Aruba that we go to, and they have a Taco Tuesday in Miami. So we go to Taco Tuesday. The guy gives the bill. The bill's high because they put 20% on. And I go, okay, cool. So I tip, it's like $117. So I give him like $121, $120, whatever. And I go, just give me $20. The thing was, just give me $20 back. I said, just give me 20 back. And he comes back and gives me 10 back. I go, no, I need 20 back.
Right.
He goes, oh, I thought you meant 10. I go, no, 20. And then he goes back and he goes,
is this a
whatever. And it's like, okay, dude, like, did you not hear me, or is this another
No, that's
game?
grifting. That guy's
You're playing a game.
No, that guy's straight up grifting. I'm curious to know.
And the tacos were amazing.
Is this a touristy place that they're not?
I mean, it's right South Beach. It's all touristy. It's like It's like Times Square on a beach.
Yeah, these are Israeli Jews and they're grifting. They know that they're not looking for repeat business, so they don't mind scamming. These people are scamming, especially the waiter. The waiter purposely shorthanded.
I just don't like that.
I hate it.
It sits with me wrong. And the dining, you're right. Like, the owner of the restaurant should be like, this is ruining the dining experience.
Yeah.
And then we went to a diner early, and like, the woman, it was fine. There was none of that. It was just like, it's whatever. It's like all good. She was like hustling around, and more tables, more money, and but I was a waiter. For those of you going, oh, you were never a waiter. Oh, you don't, We got people in the service industry over there just like losing it on me, and I don't deserve it. And I'm feeling fat, but I was a model when I was there. I was feeling like a model. And so, Shannon, you're in the service industry. Do you agree with Robbie? Do you take a hard line?
Yeah, I feel
because Robbie's like coming at it like a business owner.
I feel like on the receipt, it should be specific so they don't put it in the hand of the server to explain it to you. So there should be like a little asterisk next to the gratuity fee. They should call it something else and say, this goes to the whole house. If you had exceptional service, feel free to tip above this, or something to that effect, so that the server doesn't have to make you uncomfortable.
Feel free to tip above this. I don't even think I should have to tip above it.
Yeah,
it's like it is what it is. Like, now I'm tipping 25. Like, what's above it?
No,
it's like 30%. Is this Christmas? Should I just get him a car? Like, I don't get it.
No, it's one or the other.
And you're taking their side, Shannon.
No, I'm just saying
you're trying to come off as balanced, but you're taking the waiter's side, and it's because of you worked at a sexy club in Staten Island, bottle service or whatever it was called.
But if that's the case, because then here's the move. If it's a service fee, then you look at it, you tip your waiter, and you walk up to the front and you go, I wouldn't do this. I would just pay and be like, fuck these people and never come to this restaurant again. That's the way I operate. Mm-hmm. But then you can at least go to them and go, hey, you had all your pricing, and then there's a service fee of 20%. That means all your prices are 20% higher than what you showed me in the menu. See what I'm saying? It's car sales. If you have a service fee of 20%,
yes.
Right?
Right.
That's the equivalent of if everything you showed me on the menu was just 20% higher.
Right.
So that's lying to me when you showed me one price if there's a service fee later 20% higher. Does that make sense so far?
I
know I'm
think
talking
so.
numbers and percentages.
Yeah, it feels like Algebra 2.
All right,
but,
fair enough.
But, Shannon, what about a clean water fee? We gave you clean water. You didn't ask for we could have just gave you dirty water. What about the non-poisoning fee? We didn't poison you.
You gotta eat at less nice place. I like a casual bar that I can just eat.
I mean,
like
we
a
just had to go to
burger.
delis after a while.
Yeah, I can get behind a deli.
Oh, me too. We went to a deli and we got actually the best meal there, which is I got a Cuban. It was unreal. What they could do with pork, I know you can't eat it, but what they do with pork is unbelievable. Plantains, yuca, which is a Spanish potato, I guess, but it's unreal. It was so good.
I was recently in Florida doing a gig, and someone brought me to a retirement village that had a kosher-style delicatessen at the retirement village.
Right.
I felt like Shannon after that vacation. I was like, I found home. I don't need to be anywhere else.
Do you love a Jewish delicatessen?
I ate stuffed cabbage. I felt like I was back at a Jewish holiday, and I didn't have to keep the holiday.
You know how good
of a compromise that is?
You're gonna flip out when I tell you this. I go to Jewish. This is an old joke. It was I go to Jewish delis, and it's everything is kosher, and I say Christian prayers over the food, so they have to re-bless it.
That's right.
Use it as a clip.
Maybe that's why you end up with these service fees.
Yeah, probably. They're trying to get me.
Yeah.
They're trying to get me. Let's go to plugs, Shannon. And can you not do that? Let's just go to them.
We're skipping the whole sheet. There's so much good stuff here.
We're going to go to plugs, and then I got to get your views on this. We have to utilize you.
All right,
we're
absolutely.
very efficient. But we got so into the...
we can speed round.
We're going to go, because there's a lot of stuff in the news that's pretty nuts. So let's go to plugs. I'm at Comic Mike V. Please follow me on all social media platforms. I love you guys, and I want you to be more people. So if you can clone yourselves and then listen to the podcast and like and subscribe and leave 5-star ratings and reviews, I would appreciate that. I know that's a big ask in this economy, but clone yourself and subscribe, like, and leave a positive comment. God knows I'm already feeling fat, so I don't need any shaming from you guys. I'm vulnerable right now, and I'm going to take this weight off. And when I look at myself in the mirror next week, it's going to be lean, and I'm going to see my abs again. So at Comic Mike V, MikeVecchione.com for future dates. I got Zanies in Chicago coming up July 1st and 2nd, right before the holidays. So if you're listening to this and you're in Chicago, get your butt out to see me July 1st and 2nd, 4 shows. That's the next thing coming up. And then I'm in Edmonton, Alberta. God, I don't know when. June, I think? Yes, it's up. July 7th through 10th. So the next 2 dates are July 1st and 2nd in Chicago at Zanies. And the next one is July 7th through 10 at the comic strip in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, which I love that club. So please come to those, and MikeVecchione.com for dates. Please continue to support the podcast, support my stand-up comedy, working on the hour, editing it, and hopefully it will be out soon at some platform. Nate Bargatze directed it, produced it, so we're hoping for big things there. That's it. Robbie, what do you got?
First, you can check out my book, Leaning for Podcast and Television, Your Guide to Not Losing Weight and Looking Good on Camera. Also, Summer Porch Tour out there. I'm all over the country playing shows at fans' backyards, so come hang out for that. That's a good old time. I got my podcast, Run Your Mouth, and then also Part of the Problem.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. You're a staple here at Gas Digital, and also a very funny comic. Do you have live dates?
I do. Summer Porch Tour. I'll get Shannon the link in the episode description.
The link will be in the episode description. That's producer talk.
Nashville, Atlanta, Seattle, Chicago, all over the country.
Get out to see Robbie.
Thank you.
Shannon.
You can follow me on Instagram at Shannon Lee 6982. Listen to my podcast, The Thing Is Ding. We talk about bad dates, fighting, and ghosts. Wherever you listen to Mike Vecchione Investigates, you can also watch it live for free every single Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern at gasdigitalnetwork.com/live. It's absolutely for free, but the best way to support the show is to go to gasdigitalnetwork.com, use promo code MVI. You'll get a 1-week free trial, which gives you access to every single episode of this show, as well as every episode of every show on the Gas Digital Network, including Part of the Problem with Robbie Bernstein and about 20 or so other shows. If you listen on iTunes or YouTube, make sure to rate, review, and tell a friend. If you have your own story or video investigation to submit, send it into MikeVecchioneInvestigates at gmail.com. Go to podcastmerch.com for t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs, and that's it.
Let's speed it up, Shannon. Don't put the I liked it better when you didn't. You read the because you're better at reading than I am anyway.
Right.
So let's go to the first one. We'll do 3 because we got to get Robbie out of here. But I need his take, his hot take, and that's a thing that's popular now. Hot take, and it's the opposite of throwing shade. Baby formula makers raced for FDA approval, but they may be waiting a while.
Okay, to ease the U.S. shortage of baby formula, Nature's One and Whole, Holle, are poised to ship. Hold on.
I can give you the scoop on this.
So Nature's One and Whole are poised to ship hundreds of thousands of pounds, if not millions of pounds, of additional formula into stores, company executives told Reuters. They will be waiting a while. Despite the Biden administration's pledge to end formula shortages, slow responses and requests for more information from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration have led to weeks-long delays for baby formula makers seeking U.S. approval, the 2 companies told Reuters.
Robbie, what's your take? Are you anti-baby formula? Are you pro-baby formula? Are you hoarding it? Is that why you won't leave your home? You're bathing in it, probably.
Oh, my God. If you knew how much baby formula I have up in my apartment.
Yeah. Is that to kill the monkeypox?
Well, no. Because, Pete, there's
Do you
only...
think Amber Heard has most of it? She's a villain. Let's pile on. She's a villain. She probably took it all.
That's a great rumor. That's a great one. That's probably why she's...
I think it just might be true. She took it, and now she's acting like she doesn't have it. Oh, God, the range she has. It's insane.
I think we should get after her for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another trial?
I think so.
More ratings?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're a ratings guy. You look at all the numbers.
Yeah. I mean, the Johnny stuff was just the start.
Here's Johnny. Okay. That was for our fans. You didn't, you weaseled your way out of it.
I'm
Are
happy.
you pro baby formula or not? Should we be getting it from Germany, which is weird?
I actually have the stats on baby formula. If you're interested, I can tell you what happened in baby formula.
Talk to me, dog.
98% of the market's controlled by 3 companies.
Yeah.
The reason being, if you're the FDA, right, you don't care if you invented the world's greatest baby formula tomorrow.
You're talking about a monopoly right now, and I'm writing it down.
A government-made monopoly.
Which is also a game that our fans don't actually play because they're not bright enough. But
the FDA
you think that because there's a monopoly, we should do what Simon Says and be like, give us the formula. Simon Says, give us the formula.
That could work. Combat the monopoly with Simon Says, but Simon Says the FDA should shut down, and then you could have a free market, and you could have all the baby formula you want at much better prices.
Sounds like fascism. I hope you're not bringing part of the problem onto this podcast, because that's what I'm sensing right now.
But in all seriousness, the stupidity that I think 40% of the market was being filled by Abbott, and they shut down the factory, and they didn't go, hey guys, we just shut down where most of the food's coming from,
right?
So we're going to need some more food.
They shut down Abbott, maybe they should go to Costello.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Because we could have baby formula and then be entertained by hilarious comedy. That's a hot take. I mean, you really brought it on that one. Let's go to the next one. Shannon. Self-care fails Americans. They only feel relaxed minutes per day. All the self-care that's out there, and I watch all of it, they only feel relaxed minutes per day. This is Americans, Shannon. This isn't island people.
New York Post says, chill out, America. United States adults say they only feel relaxed approximately 40 minutes per day on average, with 47% claiming they get even fewer minutes of peace than that, according to a new self-care poll. The survey, conducted by one poll on behalf of Sensodyne, which is a toothpaste, I believe, asked 2,000 participants about their self-care habits and revealed that more than half of them consider it a priority and spend an average of 38 minutes per day on those efforts, although 15% were prepared to spend over half an hour on themselves. However, the ways individuals define self-care are vast, the poll found. In the top spot, 36% of respondents said that meant getting in a workout. For 35%, it was listening to music. And for a downright aesthetic, A-S-C-E-T-I-C, 33% simply flossing qualified as me time.
Flossing is now is
self-care.
Self-care.
Others say long showers, baths, complex skincare routines, watching TV, watching a movie, blah, blah, blah.
Your thoughts, Robbie?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
The first line of the article, did you say that people are only relaxed for 40 minutes a day?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm calling fake news off the bat because if you were to total your meal times, your television time, sleeping time, you're going to, whatever else you do in your day that you enjoy, even if like you just eat cookies, let's say you got bad habits, there's 40 minutes of enjoyment in your day.
Right.
So as to how they possibly quantified that there's only 40 minutes a day that people are enjoying themselves, that's nonsense off the bat.
Okay.
Second is, if you're involved in self-care, guess what? You probably listen to women. If you're in your life and you're thinking about things like self-care, you're now stressing yourself out about trying to make yourself better.
Yeah.
You're in a feedback loop.
Right.
And what you got to do is just be cooler.
Yeah.
You could just be cooler here. Right? First, you're lying. You enjoy yourself for more than 40 minutes a day. 2, if you want to better yourself, better yourself. But I don't understand the whole article. The whole article sounds like nonsense.
Feedback loop. Is that women should be in the kitchen cooking so there's some feeding?
If that's what it means to you, then sure.
That's how I took it.
Yeah.
What about... I'm going to go a different take on this, even though I appreciate you're just coming at this so intelligently. I wish we could do more of these. We're going to have you back.
Anytime.
And it will be forced if you don't agree to it, because I need to have you back. But you have a big brain, obviously. I just think that there's so much wasted time. It's like people aren't present and enjoying the things that you said. So they're not present and enjoying it. So they're just doing it. And they're doing multiple things at one time, which we're all guilty of, and they're not present. So, and they're wasting a ton of time. I think being on your phone and scrolling through these sites massively alters your brain. It gives you no attention span. You're unable to focus on things, and it really, really hurts you. So even if you are using this time to scroll, it's hurting you, and you feel stressed out, and you feel bad about yourself because you're looking at pictures of Shannon in the islands, and you're looking at her with all of her friends, and you're looking at a picture which is above the boat for some reason, and we don't know how anyone got that picture. So it's like your jealousy kicks in, your spite, you end up hating the people that you're scrolling through, and that's all bad energy. So I think people aren't relaxed because they're being triggered by all this stuff, but it's their habits. And I'll call fake news on the fact that watching a movie, listening to music, even a workout is helpful, but that's not, unless you're doing it in a very meditative way, that's not relaxing you. I mean, it's helping you, the workout, but watching a movie it's not consciously helping you. Yes, you are relaxing in a way, but it's not. I wouldn't characterize watching a movie as self-care. I'm sorry. Shannon?
I agree with you. Even though I guess we have to define what self-care means. If it's just taking care of yourself or relaxing, but they don't make it clear.
The flossing thing I thought was, I went to the dentist actually, quick story, and she goes, how often do you brush? I go, once a day. Sometimes twice, but mostly once if I'm being honest. And she goes, do you floss? I go, I thought that was fake. I really did think flossing, because there was an article that came out that flossing actually doesn't help you at all. It's all optics. So when Katie does it, Katie Hannigan flosses, I go, stop it with the acting. Oh my God, we get it. Good teeth. It's just for the optics. Do you find that? Is flossing real?
Okay, can I say one more thing on the self-care, though?
Yes.
I love the concept of a guy who's stressed out that his life's not getting better, and he's investing 45 minutes into the self-care of watching a movie.
Yeah.
Can you imagine living that lifestyle where you're convinced that you've dedicated yourself to improvement, and the television you're watching for 40 minutes a day? Going back to flossing, though.
Right.
I don't know how... Yeah, flossing definitely works.
It does work?
The evidence is that every single time you floss your teeth, you're pulling things out.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how that could not be working. And
upsetting the apple cart.
That could be. I don't know what that
means. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
What, so just...
It's bleeding because you're taking a tripwire and using it in your mouth. It's cutting your gums up.
So here's the proof that flossing does work, is that if first 1 or 2 days, when you get in there and you floss, it's bleeding... But it's like working out. It's like working out your gums. The constant hitting of it with flossing actually improves your gum quality. I'm not making that up. That's from the Dentistry Association of America.
So it's kind of like a vaccine?
No, because vaccines don't work.
You're shooting a little bit of the disease in there, so it helps make you stronger.
Well, a traditional vaccine, but not the COVID vaccine,
right?
Because that's actually not a vaccine.
What's
but yes,
inside?
Other vaccines. An mRNA, which means that it's exposing you to the solution to the problem, not the problem. Traditional vaccines, like you said, a smaller amount of the problem so that your body reacts to it.
Yeah.
mRNA gives you the solution. It gives you the reaction, which makes it not really a vaccine. And which is why Fauci didn't take it.
I appreciate your candor, but I think that's the monkeypox talking.
That's only in the gay community. The first time you accused me of having monkeypox.
Monkeypox is for straights.
No, it's
also.
not. It's exclusively.
It's exclusively gay?
For those. It's like a second AIDS, dude. That's why they stopped talking about it. The media was all like, monkeypox, and they're like, hey, this is only happening at orgies in Germany. And they're like, all right, we'll stop talking about this.
Well, couldn't they simplify it and call it second AIDS?
They should have. That would have worked for me. That's what happened to Justin Bieber's face this past week.
He got paralyzed in his face, and he's making a comeback, though.
He's covering up.
Fiercely
He's covering up for the smallpox, which he got from Fauci. They hang out.
They probably do. Fauci probably opens for him.
His legs.
Last one. Oh, God, we're over time. Mid-sized cowgirl admits. Mid-sized cowgirl woman.
Yeah.
I knew you would like this one. Admits she lies about being pregnant.
What is a mid-size? Oh, you're talking about like she's...
Mid-sized cowgirl woman.
She's like a little bit fat, like a mid-sized sedan?
I think that was a shot at me.
Oh, what?
I'm feeling fat, and you knew it. And you
No, I'm asking, what is this categorization of a mid-sized cowgirl? What is that?
Shannon, read about it, and then answer some of Robbie's questions before he comments.
A woman has shared how she sometimes lies that she's pregnant as she's fed up with other people assuming that is the case.
Fed up. It's food.
Daphne Coulson, who describes herself as, quote, a mid-sized cowgirl on her TikTok profile at Daphne Coulson, revealed how she's come to the conclusion that she should never use her weight to her advantage. In a video posted to the social media site, Daphne posed for the camera and told her followers, something about me is if a stranger asks if I'm pregnant, I'm saying yes regardless. Do I need a seat? Yes, please. Do I want to skip to the front of the line? Absolutely. The American woman continued, would I like an extra dessert? You'd better believe it. If y'all are going to have no boundaries with fat people, I'm going to use it to my advantage.
Is this a form of fat shaming? Calling people pregnant? Calling them out? You're pregnant. Is that fat shaming?
I think it's I think we all know it's inappropriate to
assume a woman is pregnant.
Yeah, and it's so I think this.
But what if you're being polite? It's like, I'm going to give up my seat because I feel like you might be pregnant. Is that fair? Am I a jerk? I'm trying to be. What knights are? Chivalrous. I'm trying to have valor, and meanwhile, I've turned it around, and I'm being fat shaming. But that's not my intent.
No, because a fat person's never going to go, hey, I don't want that seat. So, like, if you're assuming someone's pregnant, so you're trying to do a generous gesture towards a fat person that's going to help them expend less energy, they're never going to go, hey, that's offensive. I'm just fat. I don't need the seat.
Can I tell you my response? Ask me if I want your seat.
But are you saying that I'm fat?
No,
I'd fall into the category of a person?
You think that I'm fat.
I don't think you're fat. I think you look fantastic.
Okay,
just not when you just got back from Florida.
But just for the
generally speaking.
Just for the scenario.
Okay. What am I asking you?
You're asking me if do you want my seat?
Hey, Mike, do you want my seat?
Does it come with a sandwich? That's a fat response, okay? And if the person doesn't say, does it come with a sandwich, and is there a 40% tip on it, then you know that they're not pregnant.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
And women are using that. Ever been with a woman who's faked a pregnancy?
Not yet. But I don't listen. They know I'm not going to take the call, so it's fine.
Katie Hannigan does it monthly.
But that's
putting it out there.
That sounds like a fun little sprinkle.
It is fun. It's fun. It's fun to find out.
Yeah, you get to freak out.
Yes.
You get to be not sure. You get the relief.
Start
the
a college
thing.
fund, and then boom, go to Miami. And use the college fund for that. Shannon, have you ever faked a pregnancy?
I have not, no.
Shannon. No, not for fun?
No.
Even on April Fools?
No.
God.
Think about the joy you could be bringing.
You're really hurting
the people
comedy by not doing it on April Fools.
Yeah.
April Fools, I think everybody's required to do it.
Or just the joy. Like, think about how stressed out you get, all the emotions that you get to run through. It's a thrill. You've never provided that to a boyfriend. Not once.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Shannon.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe when you're living on a cottage in a Dutch island somewhere and they don't even have April Fools. Have you ever considered that? The fun that will be taken out of your life when you don't get to celebrate April Fools because they don't even acknowledge it on the Dutch calendar?
I still have my American friends I can trick.
Yeah, by what? Skype? God, this is
That's how you keep relationships fresh. You keep pretending like you just got pregnant.
Yes.
And it's very exciting.
Pregnancy scare brings people closer to... I would have worked for Johnny and Amber. Robbie, thank you for coming on.
This was a pleasure.
I got to have you on again because we have to get through some of these issues. And you really do have, we should have done more on hot takes because you have, you come at it from such a hard, smart angle. And it's just like you jiu-jitsu, and it's pretty great. So thank you for coming on.
Anytime. It was a pleasure.
For Robbie, for Shannon, I'm Mike Vecchione, and we have investigated, and we will continue to investigate. And that being said, we will see you next week. Guys, thank you for listening to Mike Vecchione Investigates. And if you go to gasdigitalnetwork.com and use promo code MBI, you will get 1 week free. That's gasdigitalnetwork.com, promo code MBI, you will get 1 week free. Thank you again for listening to Mike Vecchione Investigates on the Gas Digital Network.